Previously on Knight's Quest.
To be honest, I don't know what it is, but Ajax knows what it is, so I am thinking Bartuk find many things there, and it becomes Bartuk's special place.
To the left is a large iron door, and to your right is a glass wall, which you can see through.
Do you know of any other kinds of magic that could enable two people to talk over a long distance? We have a spirit in a whoopee cushion.
Have you ever had this problem? Oh, I just can't find a single podcast to listen to. Well, do we have the answer for you? For 2 easy payments of free, you can listen to Knight's Quest every other Friday.
Only on podcast.
Only on multiple different things. Yeah,
I was going to say like a TV channel or a podcasting network, but we're not on either of those.
Hell yeah. Are you looking for a fun and exciting new podcast to spice up your life? Try The Adventure Zone. We're not sponsored. I just think they're cool.
No, Jamie.
And you know what's another cool thing? I just started watching this TV show.
No, stop. No, the audience, they're leaving. Oh, they're checking out the more professional shows. No, come back.
This is just a podcast about, like, things we think are neat.
Those exist.
You guys like ice cream? I like ice cream.
That's already a podcast.
Yeah,
There's lots of different flavors.
Check out the podcast Good Guys to Know. It's kind of what that is.
Check out the podcast Wonderful. Okay. That's kind of what that podcast is too.
Yay!
It's been
that one
done.
I have heard of.
Hey, you know what we do on this podcast, though?
This is the worst cold open.
What do we do on this podcast, Nathan?
On this podcast, we tell a story.
I don't fucking believe you.
Well, it's the truth. And in this little story of ours, we're deep in a dungeon. The 12th floor, to be specific.
Nice.
And we have just trapped a sadness demon inside a whoopee cushion.
Poetic.
And how many times in life do you get to say that?
Today, 3 times.
Yes, actually a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
That's true. Like that one statement, like, is the most abstract thing, but also the most Knight's Quest thing I think I could possibly say.
Right.
Also, I'm really going to be upset if nobody makes concept art of the sadness demon in, like, whatever capacity.
I hope not. That thing's going to be creepy as hell.
I'm just imagining, like, Donald Trump with a big frown.
Oh my god.
Are you saying...
I don't remember how we described the sadness demon, and now I'm very curious.
Now I can only picture Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, right?
Now the next time he comes out of the whoopee cushion, he's going to have a Trump voice.
Here's the thing, that was kind of a while ago, so to be totally honest, I don't remember what it sounded like or if it made noises, so in my mind, it's just a guy kind of droopy walking around going, oh, I'm sad, I'm very sad, I'm a sadness demon, I'm very sad.
It's like the Pokemon approach to the demon.
I can't get rid of that image out of my mind.
Sad demon, sad demon. Okay, to help us remember everything, too, the whole party were in the main room that the sadness demon walked around with all the laughing pictures around the walls and the 6 columns. There's the hallway that you guys came from, but then there is another hall that you haven't explored yet, and of course the whole squad is there. We got Raynor, Jonathan, Grorg, Eloise, Leroy, Ajax, Abil, we got Chubb, we got Trouble, we got PB.
We got other Chubb.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget.
Never forget.
Did you say that Ajax is with us at this point as well?
Of course.
Well, I wasn't sure. Sometimes he goes on ahead and stuff. I couldn't remember.
Oh, he's not going ahead anymore. If anything, he's staying behind.
Ooh, gotcha.
Don't want to get those traps.
That was only for the safe, familiar floors.
Yes.
He was. Okay.
Now this is untrekked territory.
Now we are guinea pigs.
Yes. Yeah, no, go ahead. Great job catching that creature. Well done.
I'll stay behind and guard the rear.
Yes, I'll hold the rear and pick up anything you drop.
I think Jonathan is holding the whoopee cushion at this point and like at arm's length and just going, I don't know what to do with this.
Jonathan is the one who specifically did the action of capture, right?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. Raynor says, Jonathan, that might be the strangest thing I've ever seen happen. And we've seen some weird shit. That was, I mean, this should be a compliment. Like, I'm impressed. But also, that was the weirdest thing.
Well,
Good job?
I'm pretty sure we need to keep that, Jonathan. As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like let it out, and I don't think I should leave it somewhere for some unwitting butt to like sit on and release.
No, I mean, like, that might be the thing we need to fix Quiz.
Because we need a magical item imbued with the powers of a spirit. Holy shit, the whoopee cushion with a sad boy demon is gonna be the thing that saves our friend.
I think Jonathan like puts a hand towards the room. He's like, anybody got like a pencil or like a piece of charcoal or something I can borrow real quick?
Yeah. Here's my acrylics.
Oh, perfect. And he writes "Sad Boy's House" on the outside of the whoopee cushion. And
do not. Can it also say "Do not sit"?
That's on the back.
I was about to say I'm going to give you a magic item card, but we're in separate places.
I'll put it in my inventory.
Yeah, put it in your inventory. Sad Boy's House. Parentheses. Whoopee cushion. Do not sit. Okay. I'm glad you guys are enjoying your little thing here, but I don't know about you, but I would like to keep on moving forward through this dungeon. I'd love that.
Zajax, you just told us to go on ahead and you'll stay behind.
Yeah, so you need to go on ahead.
You can't just be like, nah, I'm good back here, but also like, hey, you should keep going.
You need to keep going so I can follow behind.
No, I'm with the Zajax on this one. You guys should definitely.
I don't like that one bit, but I can't think of a good argument. So
this is the writer here. Keep the plot moving, please.
Zajax, you never told us you were the writer all along. Holy shit!
Nope, not canon. Not canon. Nope.
OOC Jake asking the end of this room. There is a way through, correct?
Yes. Yep.
A way forward. Okay.
Yep. They haven't gone through yet.
Gotcha. Jonathan puts Sad Boy's house in his pack.
Okay.
And he's going to head towards the end of the room.
Okay. You're at the end of the room. There's a hallway that you haven't gone through yet.
Okay. Jonathan's going to check for traps.
Oh, good job.
I was about to say it.
Praise the writer, which is me.
Nathan, we have gotten wise to your games.
Because there was a trap there. There was a trap there. Yeah, you able to see that in the wall there's like a crack through the wall, and as you peer through, you are able to see the edge of a blade hidden back there. And right on the ground, there is a very tiny tripwire.
The penitent man shall pass.
We have to spell out writer.
Okay, so we all avoid that then.
Okay, you avoid that trap. I'm going to skip over some things to keep us moving. You walk down the hallway, take a left, and along your right, you see a bunch of cells, jail cells, filled with skeletons of long dead wizards. They'll have runes carved into their skulls, and whatever robes they had have been degraded into just rags at this point. At the end of the hallway, it goes left and right. On your left, though, right away, you're able to see the kind of concave lens wall. And so on the other end of that is the weird door that had like a tiny hole in it that you weren't able to figure out. Yeah. And then to your right is, a couple feet down the hall, is a small round room that has a pile of rubble. As you can see that the ground, the ceiling has kind of caved in over the years a little bit, and this rubble has collapsed onto something. It's buried something underneath it.
Jonathan is definitely, as they're coming down the hallway, Jonathan's definitely giving the cages a wide berth, almost shimmying against the wall. He's not a fan of skeletons.
Nathan, is there anything I could roll or a character I could ask about why on earth there would be runes carved into bones? Because that is very fascinating and creepy.
You could just ask the room.
Room.
You know damn well what I mean.
That had a really good flow to it. I don't know. You could just ask the room. Room.
I don't know what you mean by asking the room.
Like
asking
just
everybody.
Pose the question to the group.
Yeah.
To the group. Okay. I thought you meant the dungeon itself.
Dungeon? Do you have answers?
What are the runes on their skulls?
Oh, Usra Dungeon.
Albaraj, reveal your secrets.
Oh boy.
Guys, does anybody know what the... He kind of gestures at the skeletons. Like, I mean, what the hell, right? Like, why with the runes carved into the skulls? I can't make sense of that, and I'm freaked out. Does any insight, any ideas?
Beats me, man. Last time we got into a fight with magic skeletons, I was not a fan, so I'm just gonna keep on ignoring that. Not
to be pedantic, but have we fought skeletons?
You have already forgotten the Rock Boys.
Rock Boys.
They were they okay? They weren't skeletons though. They had rocks on them.
They were golden skeletons.
They were mostly rocks
with golden skeletons inside.
They were
them.
They were a majority percentage rock.
Well, I didn't get a degree in magic, but I do know the basics. And that runes are just a really, really old type of magic for storing anima before they figured out, bloodstones and better shit like that. So my guess would be these individuals were some kind of warlocks and, etched runes into their own bones to store more magic.
Into
their own bones?
Like when they were alive?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How? Oh, I hate that.
You take a sharp object.
No, I think we get...
Oh my god.
And then you bring it towards your bone.
No, but no, hold on. With through the through the skin?
Yeah.
I mean through the skin and all the layers of the skin. Like how
yes.
Oh god.
Look, these guys are locked up for a reason.
But they're so precise. There's so many of them.
Yeah, that seems impossible. Wouldn't you die during the process? I mean,
it's called magic.
I mean, I guess. That's kind of a catch-all answer.
Let's go ask the sadness demon about logic. You all right?
Grorg, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm surprised at the existence of very precise self-mutilation magic. That's just a new one for me. I'm not privy to it. Whew.
Okay,
anyway.
Yeah, hey, what's this pile of rubble about?
I was wondering about that, yeah. If we want to try that room first, we better check for traps as we go in.
Very good. No traps.
Hell yeah. Anything else besides the rubble in the center?
Because I want to keep things moving, I won't make you roll for anything. You can tell that whatever the rubble has fallen on was the focal point of this room and was probably important, whether to solve a puzzle or to have a treasure. So all the rubble that's fallen on it has either broken it or messed with the system somehow.
Okay. And we don't see another exit in the room or any exit in the room. Okay.
Yeah, that's the end.
Okay. Well, we don't know the weird concave door. We don't know how to get through the big door with the tiny viewing hole in it.
But wait, we're on the other side of it though, right?
Yep.
So why would we need to get through it? It would just lead us back to where we were.
Raynor says, okay, so we don't have a safer way forward, so I guess we take a closer look at this rubble. I mean, I'm scared to try digging through it, but I don't really see any other option right now,
Somebody want to give me a hand? And Jonathan's pulling, bits
let's go for
off.
it. Raynor will do the same.
Yeah, I'll say it. Everyone kind of joins in. You're able to move the rubble. It does take some time, but that's not really a factor right now. So after about an hour of...
I have the gloves that are tough because I have them to hold trouble. Can I get extra... I can really get in there and I won't hurt my hands because I can throw shit.
Yeah, you don't get blisters.
Yeah,
you don't get blisters.
Hell yeah.
There you go. So you're able to move all the rubble, and the contraption that's underneath is clearly been broken by the falling debris. But you can see that there seems to be either a brass or a copper tripod that is anchored to the ground. And on the top of it, it looks like it's a broken glass orb that had some kind of filament or material in the center.
And this is straight down the hall from the lens, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Interesting.
Hey, Zajax, do you have, like, torches or, like, magic fire or something?
Yeah, I've got, well, let me start rifling around in my bag. And he reaches his, it's his 7-apple sack, and he reaches his whole arm in there. He's like, it's going to take me a second.
Yep.
Haven't really been able to organize all the new things I put in there. A lot of new stuff.
Do any of us just have, like, a regular flint? I mean, I've got a knife.
I'm going to say you guys do have probably like a flint and steel just in your survivalness gear.
Great. I asked because I thought you wanted to start some kind of fire with the little filament thing, you know?
I assumed it was broken.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
that is the case. Yeah, it's a shame this whole thing is broken. If only we could have like had it before it broke.
Wait a minute. And Jonathan takes out his reverse-o-matic.
Yeah, there we go.
Swings it at the thing because he's a fucking dumbass.
Roll to hit.
Roll that shit. Roll to hit.
Do I add anything to that?
Yeah, your pickaxe and weapon handle.
That's a 15.
Yeah, you hit it, and you've kind of already moved all the rubble, so that's not affected. But you do see the glass. There's like a long pause before anything happens, and so you're afraid it didn't work. But then the glass fragments kind of, fly into place, and the filament flies into place, and there is a light coming from it. And you're now able to see that there is indeed, the bulb isn't perfectly spherical. It's, if people know actual light physics, this might be wrong, but there's like a bulge on one end that seems to be directing the light in one particular direction, and you notice the whole thing swivels on the top.
Ooh.
Weird.
Jonathan's just kind of like spinning the pickaxe on the ground like, hey, look at that.
So it's casting out like a spotlight almost? Or
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Damn.
Eloise is going to jump up and see if she can... Rainer, can I borrow your gloves?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
And she grabs the light fixture and swivels it in the direction of the big convex wall.
Yes. Yeah, you angle it towards the wall, and everyone kind of gets out of the way, and the light beam hits the thing, and it narrows even more, almost to like a laser pointer on the other end of the glass wall, and it perfectly hits the doorway on the other side, right in the tiny hole that was within it.
Okay.
And when the light beam hits the tiny hole, the light seems to emanate out from it like cracks from the hole. And then those cracks, almost like it's being fractured, those cracks then slide away, opening up the doorway, revealing a staircase behind.
Damn. Okay.
Yay, we did it.
Wow, it's a good thing we had the reverse-o-matic.
Yes, it is.
Before we leave this room, can I look upwards through like the collapsed ceiling? Would I see the floors above us?
Great question. I'm going to say it is fairly dark, and so, well, it won't be too dark because you have a giant light bulb in the room, so I guess it wouldn't be terribly dark.
Well, and Leroy's mining helmet can kind of, like, project up.
Yep. I would say you're able to see... It's almost like you're able to see not a specific room, but as if we were to look inside, like, an unfinished wall of a building, and so you see tubes and... We would describe them as wires, but to you it's just like slightly illuminating cords. I guess wires don't illuminate in our world either. But it's like you can see the inside framework, and it's dusty. There's, I don't want to say cobwebs, but yeah, just stuff dangling around, so it hasn't been utilized. But yeah, there's almost like a framework within the inside of the dungeon that you can't even see.
I'm trying to get a hold of how this would appear to someone who lives in this world. Because it's not fire, it's not just a magical light that you can have for an hour or whatever. This appears to be like electricity, but it wouldn't be called electricity to Rainer, you know? Mm-hmm. Like in this crazy deep underground dungeon that people haven't been in for forever, they've somehow rigged up a system of lights that stay lit with magic and science, and that is bonkers. Like, that's absolutely incredible. I think he's just really baffled for a second staring up at this. Like, that's weird.
I want to be clear, the glow is more like like a UV kind of glow would be, or like a iridescent, scorpion or mushroom would be. So it's not like bright, but it's just like a soft glow.
Okay, still interesting. Huh.
Anyway, should we...
we go back to the door.
Yeah, so you guys walk back through the sadness demon room, and because you have to go around the glass wall.
This room is so much more pleasant without Sad Boy. I'm gonna say it. It's a nicer room.
And you're able to progress, back to the spot, avoid the traps, and you head down into the 13th floor.
It's unlucky.
That's true.
Maybe not in this world. Unlucky number 8.
The 13th floor doesn't exist. It just goes right to the 14th floor like hotels. The Osra were superstitious. It's fine.
We are in the desert. The sand dunes can be seen for miles and miles. Cresting through all these dunes is a shaggy hump being led by a furry serpentine head. On top of this hump is a howdah, as we learned it is properly called. And riding on that howdah are 3 figures. 2 of them masked, 1 of them smiling, holding the reins of this magnificent creature. Bartuk,
yes,
Katrina,
yes,
and Raish
are
riding a sandrake through the desert.
I'm gonna be honest, this is way better than you made it sound. You are terrible at explaining things.
Yeah, I mean, this is a high-quality sandrake. I mean, the fur was actually soft. We're moving so fast. I mean, it's only been a couple days.
I said we ride on my hairy snake. This is what I said.
I think the word is sandrake. I think that's the correct term, Bartuk.
Okay.
I would give money to know what their reactions were when he told them they were gonna ride on his hairy snake.
Oh, no.
Holy shit.
So, Mr. Bartuk, while I am definitely...
Please, Bartuk, or friend.
Okay, Bartuk. Now, you have told us that we're going to be going to a dungeon at the other end of the desert, but you haven't really said why you really needed us to go with you, and I'd just like to know what I'm getting into.
Traveling is more fun with friends.
You can't argue with that.
Also, maybe I will need your help.
Interesting.
Okay, what do you need us to do? I mean, obviously we're assassins, so I'm assuming there's someone you want us to help you kill?
Oh yes, there is someone indeed we may be meeting there.
Okay, can you let us know,
Well, you could say I am expanding business.
Damn.
There is a man who I knew for a long time who has a treasure trove in a dungeon, and I think maybe he is going there. But we are not friends, and so I think maybe if he is there, I think maybe it will be my treasure trove now.
Okay, I don't mean to pry, but you've kind of given off the vibe that you become friends with, like, everybody. So, like, what did this guy do to
not
you
everybody.
to mean that you're not friends?
Bartuk is a good judge of character, and most people, with enough time and food, are good friends. I was friends with this man who says he is honest. For some time, we were partners, and I find out one day he is buying and selling without me knowing. Buying and selling forbidden things. I ask him to stop, and he says no. I tried to take the forbidden things, and something happened. And Bartuk kind of puts a hand, like, over his robe on his chest where the tattoo is. And the man left. He left Bartuk changed, without saying goodbye. Yes, we are not friends. So now Bartuk knows where this man's business is. And Bartuk is thinking, if a Ajax is going to take everything from Bartuk, Bartuk is going to take everything from a Ajax.
The howdah is quiet as the sandrake crests past the sand post tower as they grow ever closer to Al-Barash. So now we are going to start cruising through these floors at chunks of maybe 3 or 4 at a time, just so we can really get cruising. So again, how this is going to work is I'm going to describe like 4 floors at a time, just like the general vibe of them, with maybe one specific detail of a floor that we'll determine via dice rolls.
Okay.
If you guys wish to explore more, we can. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going downwards until something happens that prevents you from being able to explore more.
Sweet.
Okay. Do you need us to keep saying check for traps and such as we're going through these quick floors?
Only if you decide to like explore in detail.
Okay. Sounds good.
Like if you're like, hey, this one thing you said, Nathan, let's dive in, or I want to ask questions like you did with the runes or whatnot. Or, hey, maybe we should look for more treasures. Because I'm going to assume if you don't explore, you're not going to get any of this stuff. I mean, Ajax is going to take the treasure, but not really you guys.
Right.
So you move on to floor 13 through 16. Give me a D20 first.
That is a 2.
Oh, dope. Jamie, give me a D12.
D12?
Yep.
I rolled a 10.
Oh, okay. You continue down these floors. Again, for the most part, there's not a ton of like dead adventurers because you are in an area that people haven't gotten to before. Like you are in new explored territories. However, you do find, oddly enough, a couple of traps that have already been set off, but there's no body that got caught in it. It's just like, oh, hey, there's the blade that's supposed to be hidden behind the wall. It's swinging around, or the trap door is already open, so we're going to jump over it. But you're not seeing the poor fool that activated it. And every now and then, you'll find a pedestal without a treasure. You'll find an already open chest. Not all of them, but just a couple here and there. At one point, as you're walking, you accidentally step on an eggshell. And you're like, what? Why is there an eggshell? What's going on?
Yes. Oh, God. Yeah, I should try to be more in character instead of laughing. What the fuck? An eggshell? That's so bizarre. I definitely don't know what that means.
I don't know. Maybe there's a chicken or something down here.
Yeah.
You do find a living creature on this floor. Actually, this is so much fun. Jake, give me another D12. I want 2 of these things.
6.
Ooh, okay. You find 2 living creatures of note. One of them, it looks like a giant eagle, but it has 2 heads instead of 3. Although,
Hold on.
I misspoke here. It has 2 heads, but you can tell there were supposed to be 3, as there is a wound right in the middle where a 3rd head should have been.
Oh my God! It's still alive and fine though.
Yes. Fine would be a generous word, as it's locked up in its larger cage, but you can tell that the bars that keep it in have definitely been rammed against, and that whatever nourishment that's been keeping this thing alive is not doing terribly great, but it is alive somehow.
Jesus.
Another creature that you see that's locked up is, at first it just looks like a metal disc, but then the center part comes out and reveals that it is like a giant snake, but the scales of this snake are collapsible, so it collapses into like a disc form, but it can then extend out and
interesting.
back in.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So it has like interlocking, like mirror flat scales.
Yep.
Oh, weird.
Oh.
Whenever you pass these creatures, Abil is looking at them with like mystery and awe. He's not seen them before. Ajax is like trying to figure out how he can capture it, but he realizes his bag won't fit them.
Yeah.
I think probably Eloise is like more wary of the snake, the like disc snake, and I think she's just sad about the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Rainer is really kind of captivated by the fact that they're down here. Like, I picture him just being unable to look away from the eagle and the fact that one of its heads is missing, thinking, how are you still alive? Like, what have you been eating? How are you, like, if you're locked up and no one comes down here unless, except the people who have died and the few people who have made it past here, like, how on earth? It's just like a haunting thing to think about,
Yeah.
I think, both Grorg and Leroy are both in just shock as they're looking at these creatures. I mean, Grorg is like, oh, I have no idea what that is. I mean, that's an eagle, I guess. But he's also doesn't quite know how they're still alive. And Leroy's just like, I want to save them. Can we keep it? But Beale says, no, I do not think they would be very happy with anyone. They're probably very mad. Once someone has been hurt, they tend to be mad at everyone.
Gosh, I don't know anybody like that.
God, I wish there was... I feel like we should be able to do something, but at the same time...
I think without looking at Raynor, Jonathan says, I mean, there probably is something we could do, but it's not fun.
What, letting them out, you mean?
Oh, no, nope. It's not what I was thinking.
Oh. Okay, God, this is going to be a really sad floor.
Or we could just leave them alone. We could just keep walking. We could just, it's not a problem.
Do they look like they're in horrible pain or anything? I mean...
They look like... a pain wouldn't be the right word. I think you know how, like, zoo animals just kind of get lethargic in a zoo?
Yeah.
And they just kind of slump around. They look like that. They look malnourished as well.
Oh,
and
boy.
Also are scarred and beat up, as you can tell, from attempting to escape, but somehow kept alive right on the edge of life and death.
God. But
they also still look like they could fuck you up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not just gonna straight up kill them, I think we should just move on, because, I mean, I don't think this is helpful to anybody.
I agree. I think we should save our energy for what we needed.
No, yeah, I say we stay away from the snake. I'm in agreement there.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything we can do right now, so...
We can't save everybody, Raynor. We're here to save Quiz. And Bathilda.
And Sad Boy.
Yes, and Sad Boy.
I'm not 100% sure we're saving Sad Boy. I think our plan might be, like, using his magical essence to make a weapon.
Anything is better than where he was. I'm saying.
And we're all about better.
That's not a bad point. That's not a bad point.
We're all about better. I think Grog's just so happy. He hasn't heard that word in, like, hours.
All right, you don't need to do a sales pitch to an eagle. Let's go.
Jamie, give me another D20 for the next set of rooms. It's almost like we're traveling again.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
That's what I like to hear when I tell you what number I rolled.
So you descend through floors 17 and 20. And again, all these floors have puzzles. Some of them are easy. Some of them you get stuck on. Oodles of traps. There's traps there was like this one that spurted out acid that you thankfully avoided.
Jeez.
You got your flamethrower ones, your good old fashioned darts.
Your flamethrower traps. You hate to see them.
And as you're traveling too, this is a very long process. You've probably stopped and had like rests maybe 2 or 3 times at this point.
Had leftovers from,
Yeah.
Why I can't remember their names.
Yensis and Malak?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, your food shortage is lower.
Our shortage is lower. Awesome. Where are we getting food?
But thankfully, you have infinite amount of water now, so.
That's true. We have the fucking magical chalice.
Yes.
It's infinite stale water, but infinite water nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting fucking Stella Artois in this dungeon, but...
As you get deeper through the dungeon, all the floors so far have been dry, right? They were first filled with sand and dust, then the sand and dust went away, but it was just, dry and arid for the most part.
This is how I describe most of my life.
Oh, no.
Unless in a body of water. Ah, yes, today was very dry.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We're not doing this again.
It rained today.
I'm going to ignore
this is
the potential
change
fight.
From the norm.
Bitch.
I'm just going to say it quick. Like, is anyone else morbidly curious about the chalice? Like you could spit in it and it would produce a giant cup of spit, right? Like, it's just weird to think about. It does that,
yeah.
Like, if like a drop of blood. It's creepy to think about and kind of...
Do you test that out? Do you put a drop of blood in it and try it out?
Jonathan's going to pee in it.
Yep, it makes infinite pee.
I don't know what to do with this now that I have it.
You like what happens? Like you pour it out and then it refills, and you're like, "Oh no, stop!"
How does one stop this?
No, it's only if it gets in the vial, right?
I know.
Yeah, so you have to empty out the vial to reset it.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. But as you continue to descend, it does get cooler, and starting... Gosh, fuck. This is why our show is as many episodes as it is, and we've
super
done
everywhere we go gets cooler.
It's hella tight down here.
My God, I can't say the word cool. I can't say the word better.
You can't say the word together.
Nope.
I can't say nothing. I can't say simple. I can't say any words. Okay.
Welcome to podcasting.
Basically, I'm trying to say it's starting to get damp. It's starting to get moist, and mold and funguses are starting to grow on the walls. Okay. Right? That's where I was trying to get to.
Yo, bro, right? That's damp.
Fucking shit. I would leave right now.
The mold is beginning to grow on the walls only now.
No, it's a magic mold. It only activates when there are people around. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Okay, now I'm gonna fuck you up with the special room you find.
Oh, good.
You enter into one room though, and the second you walk into it, you notice that something is very different about this one. Let's say this is floor number 18.
Cool.
Okay. At first, you think maybe it's just the light is messing with you. You're like, oh, why? I can't see things. It's really dark. You notice that when you walk down the steps, that you start moving, and you try to go to the left, but you start walking to the right. You try to raise your left hand, but your right hand gets raised, but then you realize, that is my left hand. It's just on my right side. And you look at each other, and everyone looks funny because now they're, like when you see yourself in a mirror versus in a picture, it looks off because it's flipped. Well, now everything you see is flipped.
Now, are we talking about a mirror or a true mirror?
What I'm saying is, so like when you see yourself in a mirror, in your brain, you're like, that's what I look like. And then when you see yourself in like a picture and it's flipped the other way, you're like, oh, that's weird because I usually I swoop my hair the other way.
Yeah.
But it's like that feeling.
Okay.
It's usually on the left is on the right.
Okay. I imagine we have all stopped at this point.
So like when we look at the world in front of us, it is as if that entire vision is flipped.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Huh. And that's as soon as we entered the floor?
Abil tries flipping through his notes, and he's like, all of the words are backwards.
Okay.
The numbers are backwards.
Nobody panic.
The numbers are backwards.
Oh my god.
I think we can deal with this. It's just going to be a little weird for a bit. I guess just like be really careful with stepping forward and such.
Jonathan is like with both of his hands, he's like poking his face, and he's like, this is so strange.
I really enjoy how Jonathan, anytime we get in like a weird world situation, he has to like mess with the tactical elements of it.
I think that like what would be really, even if you just try to turn, like if you hear a sound coming from a direction and you try to turn your body to face that way, you would be turning the other way, which would be even more confusing, right?
Eloise is definitely like queasy. She's like knees knocking a little bit, just kind of like motion sick.
Yeah, let me add this to this. When you hear someone talking, you'll hear someone talking on your left, but you see them on your right.
Yeah, and you'll instinctively try to move so you can see them better, and it will be the wrong way.
Yep.
And
it's like those dumb inverse controls on a video game.
That's going to be confusing as hell.
Yeah.
So what do we see in this room?
I mean, for the floor, for the most part, it's standard
it's the
dungeon
whole
shit.
Floor.
Oh god.
Yeah. So as you progress through the floor, and someone will say, "Which way should we go? Left." Everyone like goes the wrong way, and they're like, "No, this one." And they're like, "Oh, whoops!" And
and the person who's trying to do the pointing has to like take a second and point differently because when you move one of your hands, it's wrong. Like. Oh, God, this is a nightmare to think about.
The puzzles are just extra difficult to solve. Thankfully, none of them require reading or numbers, but, like, there's a couple where you have to maybe, like, twist some stones, and like, it's like this weird gear puzzle, and you're like, no, wait, So it just adds a whole layer of difficulty to it.
Yeah, I imagine this floor takes us a little bit longer than the others.
Mm-hmm. That really slows you down.
I think Grorg has to carry Eloise because she's just not, like, she can't get her bearings.
Yeah. He gives her a lift.
She just, like, has her eyes, like, closed tight, just, like, clinging on to Grorg.
He's like, okay, Eloise, well, we'll get through it. I'm sure the whole dungeon can't be like this for the rest of all the floors. It's probably just this one.
I sure hope not, or else you're gonna have to leave me here.
Don't worry. I've left people I care about before. I'm not doing that again.
Oh, okay. Wow. I don't know how to respond to that.
You just can't say that and then not elaborate.
I told you guys, I left my whole family in Rillian.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, I was imagining a dire situation in which you abandoned somebody.
Where it was like a go on without me kind of thing, and like they're assumed to be dead.
No.
The stakes seemed so much higher. No, I
okay.
get. Okay.
No.
Yep. I'm with you, buddy.
And I don't want to be like, oh, you left your family behind in your country. Like, that's no big deal at all. That's not what I'm saying here. It's just like, it was a misunderstanding.
No, I mean, I guess all of us have probably had to leave people behind. I mean, you left your family, Rainer, and Jonathan, your whole family thinks a mess, and Eloise, and Zajax, you've, actually, I don't know much about you at all.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty much everyone except Zajax. And, like, I'm kind of saying it casually.
Yes, I have
like
lost all the people I cared about.
Yeah, and I'm saying it, like, lighthearted. Like, there's no way a Zajax could have some weird, fucked up backstory, right? Like, yeah, it's pretty much everyone except our resident, excitable merchant friend.
No, I've definitely never left.
I think Jonathan says, now you know that's not right. Now, there is at least 3 people here that knows that's not right.
No, I've got to stick true to my moniker, otherwise my business model won't work anymore. No, I've left someone I cared about before. You guys might have met him before.
I think from Grorg's back, Eloise goes, was it Bartuk? It feels like it was Bartuk.
That's it. You win the prize of cracking me wide open. Yes, me and Bartuk
Is the reward getting off of this floor?
Yes. The reward will be I will help you guys get off this floor quicker. Instead of trying to steal, he puts the shiny object back on the shelf. I'll focus on the floor. The golden idol or whatever.
Yeah.
No, Bartuk and I we were partners. Very, very close.
Wait, you guys you guys were running your business together?
Oh, yes, we eventually started running our business together too. Yes.
Wow.
That was part of it. We were business partners, and it was going great until I thought, hey, it was time for us to start expanding even our business. It was a little tiny mom and pop thing, and I'm like, let's go big. Let's start wheeling and dealing in all kinds of powerful magic stuff. But Bartuk he was not a fan of that. He was not a fan of my methods of acquiring the new goods and who I was trading with. And I'll admit, this was before I was on as Ajax, so I wasn't. But there was a falling out, a little bit of a fight, got pretty heated. It was a lot of magic shit went down that I'm not quite sure I understood, and I was banished from the gate forever, which led to me traveling the desert, which led to me finding this place. Also was kind of, I don't want to say what started the Mercantile Wars, but it was one of the really hit the nails in the coffin for unraveling the financial piece of the region. So it was not good at all. So
so hold on. What happened though? You said there was a fight. What happened?
I'm not quite completely sure. I had found a magic item. I was going to sell it. I was doing a deal outside of town in the desert. Bartuk confronted me about it. Told me I was lying. Told me I was ruining everything that we had built. I was ruining our partnership. There was a tussle over the magic item. It kind of fritzed out on him and blasted him with this bolt of dark lightning or whatever. And the sand did some shit. It was a blur, to be honest. And when I came to, he was covered in black glass and looked like a giant scorpion. And
oh my god,
that was terrifying.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was
Holy
you.
Shit.
Yeah, you guys saw that. Yeah. Terrifying. Peed my pants right then and there. right then and there.
So he wasn't always just like that.
No, and I wasn't always honest as Ajax. But I decided after that day to become honest. So I didn't screw that up again.
Wow. Hey, I know this is pretty personal, but I don't understand what went wrong. Like, what was so bad about you trying to sell to more people?
They weren't the best people. I'm gonna say that. Not good customers like you fine folk here. We're maybe going outside the law.
Oh,
maybe.
I think I get it now.
Well, hey, I mean, customers, right? You make money where you make money. People are buying, people are selling.
That was my thought.
Jonathan, I don't know if that's the best lesson to take away from this.
Yeah, we might need to discuss this, buddy. No, we're religion now. We are for the needy and the hurting. They need color too.
I mean, okay. I mean, sure, but also people with money.
Like, it is a religion, but also you guys made a business deal, like, with your god. Like, you talked to him in person and, like, made a deal, so I think that checks out.
Yeah, I'm saying if people have money and want what we have, I'm saying we should give it to them for,
Okay. No, I'm fine with that. Sim is simply for everyone.
I'm the littlest bit worried that this is becoming, like, a commentary on the rise of, like, marketable religion in America or some shit. But also, I kind of love it.
We're just playing that analogy game some more.
It's the analogy game. Hell yeah.
Yes, the simplicity is an analogy for marketable religion in America.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
Oh no. If you guys have mega churches by the end of this arc, I'm gonna cry.
There would be ultra churches, please, Jimmy.
Oh shit.
Omega churches.
There'll be rainbow churches.
Yeah.
So yeah, you eventually get through the reverse floor, and it does return to normal. Does Eloise leave from Grorg's?
Oh yeah, she slides down off of Grorg's back and just starts like waving her arms around and like jumping and just go, woo! Okay, that's a little more normal. I can handle that level of uncoordination.
Really quick, none of us really like reacted in an ending way to his Ajax's story, and I think that kind of works because he would finish telling that story and like, what would any of us even say? It would just be kind of strange, and I think we would just have to eventually start walking again. Like, unfortunately, there's not a lot we can say to him to, I don't know, make him feel better.
No, not really. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I think Grorg just kind of smiles at Eloise and he's like, "I'm just happy to help. Let's keep moving." Jake, give me a D20.
All right. 14.
Okay, this one's fairly simple.
Good.
On this one, you actually stumble into something that we already know exists, but the characters haven't seen. For the first time, you find a larger staircase that seems to go past multiple floors at once.
Shortcuts.
So instead of having to go through each floor to get to the end, you kind of find a staircase. And I'm going to be clear, you didn't find this because it was there naturally. There was a wall that kind of caved in.
Oh, weird.
Or was blown away, maybe. And it's almost like a maintenance staircase or something.
Yeah, the implications of this are like really baffling. So like OOC, well, and I suppose Jonathan and maybe probably not. I suppose Jonathan is having this thought as well of like, we've seen some kind of inner workings, and it seems to be that there is a grander purpose for this dungeon because there are like pipes and wires and mechanisms and maintenance hallways for people to travel between floors easier without like dealing with the traps. So like this kind of like secondary civilization aspect to this dungeon is like really bizarre.
Yeah, we're all getting the weird vibe that this is like some kind of anti-arch, right? Like we're all feeling that? Because that had 50 floors in 2 sets, and there was different weird shit on each one.
I had not even considered that.
That's what I was getting this whole time, honestly, and it's very spooky, and I love it.
The arch had 100 floors.
Yeah.
Did
it?
Wait, so it had 200 floors?
Oh, shit.
Well, there was 100 in each side of it.
Oh, never mind. I was totally off. It still kind of feels that way, though.
So yeah, you've got this back door hallway, and it's at this point, this hallway, that you are definitely noticing someone has been here. Someone more recently than, a couple hundred years ago. There are clear signs of, obviously, things being taken from the rooms. You're not going through each room, but you'll peek your heads in and be like, oh, yeah, this room is it's been cleaned out. You can see signs of actual fights, recently dead corpses of, goblins that were living down here.
Oh, the goblins.
Recently activated traps. I mean, not within the past few minutes, but not decades ago.
Yeah, as we keep seeing these signs, I think it is getting harder and harder for Raynor to pretend that there's any chance that this is not Conquest. And, even though they're looking for him and they're following him, obviously, but to have the reminders right in front of their face that he's close is, just filling him with dread. It's a real punch to the gut to see this and to see his path, They're technically they're on the path, they're going the right way, but it's still really freaking him out.
Jake, I need you to roll, this is going to be weird, I need you to roll on the Chaos Elements chart.
Oh, yeah.
For Conquest.
You have the Chaos Elements chart for Conquest?
I do.
Yeah, he has
Dope.
It.
Okay.
That is a 1, which is water.
Water. Okay. The highlight room that we're going to focus on for this one, as you kind of poke your heads, just because you're looking at each floor, just because Azajax wants to see if there's anything worth him taking, and you guys don't ditch him. He pokes his head into one of the floors, and he sees that there is a definitely old skeleton that is hanging with chains, kind of making an X with the arms and the legs being outstretched. So the skeleton is in the center of the room.
Right.
Just kind of floating there. And you're getting a vibe that this is another one of those, warlock skeletons, as you see runes on the bones, except there is no skull. The skull is missing. And instead the room is filled with water. I mean, it's not I'm drowning, but there's puddles of water, there's pools of water. The skeleton is, dripping a little bit, but for some reason there's just water throughout the room.
Jeez. I think seeing yet another dead body that is somehow mutilated even more than the previous ones is just, I think the reaction from Raynor is just, what the hell happened here? And then he falls silent because he realizes that was sort of a dumb question. As if Abiel is going to pipe up, oh, I know what happened.
Azajax is I don't know, but I think they missed some treasures. And he's running his hands along the wall. He's pushing for loose stones or something. He's just give me a second. There's got to be something in here.
Oh my God. Be careful. Have you not seen the traps we've been dealing with? Geez, be a little more cautious, I guess.
I've been racking my brains trying to think of if any of my characters would approach the skeleton, and I definitely don't think Jonathan would, and I don't think Eloise would either.
Bill's yes, we only need one dead body per room, and Bill is trying to draw out the map still on all of the the stuff.
Is the section for the reverse floor oddly backwards?
Oh, that's not. That's
it
cute.
is the lines are really squiggly, because you can tell he'll try to draw one way, but then it's wrong, so then he has to recorrect it, and so it's almost like trying to draw with your left hand when you're right-handed.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Azajax, he's don't worry, I've figured out which stones are the traps and which ones are the treasure ones. It's very easy to notice. It's like reading Braille. I guess Braille exists now in this world. It's like reading Braille. It's easy stuff. Oh, hold on. And he reaches a stone, and he's I think this is one of them. And he digs his nails in, and he pulls the stone out, and sure enough, it pops off. It's just a cap. It's not even an actual stone. It's there we go. And he reaches in and pulls out a tiny dusty chest. He blows it off, and he walks over. He's here we go. He pops it open, and he shows all of you this one. He doesn't always show you the treasures, but sometimes he does. He pops open the treasure chest, and inside are a bunch of orbs. I'd say they're about the size of a marble, or a really big paintball. And they're black or really dark gray in color, but it's almost like the casing is semi-transparent, and inside you can see a swirling, glittery liquid on the inside.
Raynor is terrified by what just happened because when Azajax was like, "Oh, cool, this is the fake one," Raynor was like, "Yeah, the fake part of the wall that's gonna reveal darts and spikes and kill you." And then he pulls out a treasure chest instead, and Raynor's just like, "Fucking, of course. Why am I even surprised?" Like,
Eloise, I think Eloise is kind of like not thinking, like reaching for the stuff in the chest. Like, what are these?
Actually, I think he kind of looks at when he pulls it out. He like gives it a little bit of a squeeze, and it does squish like a paintball would. I mean, not a ton.
Okay.
Paintballs aren't like gooey, but there's a little bit of give to it. And he's like, yes, I've only seen a couple of these before, not quite this many. And the box has about 24 of them.
Okay.
These are called telepellets.
What now? Wait.
Okay.
You see, the Usra are one of the only civilizations to have somehow mastered the ability of teleportation. This is a type of magic that has not yet been cracked yet.
Hold the phone. Are you about to tell me that these tiny little paintballs can make people just go across the universe? Because that's amazing.
No. That's not what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
You see, they might have cracked it, but it's still not that impressive. These suckers can only teleport objects of about a couple feet in diameter, and I don't know how well they fare with living things, but I have seen them used for really quick mail delivery services.
Raina.
Wait, how far?
I honestly don't know if there's a limit.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, Raynor is very intrigued at this point.
Ajax, how does it work?
You take the telepellet.
Yep.
You throw it at the thing you want to teleport. You think of the place you want it to go to, and it goes there.
Oh my god. Really quick, hold on, I gotta check my inventory.
Honestly, I've only seen these in like handfuls of 2 or 3 high market value, so I will be definitely using these for my business.
Can I have one? Can I have one of them, please?
Yeah.
You both want one?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask why. What do you need to teleport right now? That's so urgent.
Hold on, wait. Does anybody have like a 1 or 2 apple sack that I could borrow?
Yes, I have this one.
Oh, perfect. And Jonathan starts stuffing it full of feathers.
And shut the fuck.
Okay.
Also, there's no such thing as a 2-apple sack. That's a ridiculous size. You know they're only in measurements of 7.
Okay.
Oh, right. I forgot about that, yeah.
He's taking feathers out of his 14-apple sack and stuffing them like down into this 7-apple sack. He's like, I gotta deliver this right now.
Okay, not a great pitch from you so far. Raynor, what did you need one for?
You know, it's surprising we haven't run into this earlier, but it is a little weird that suddenly you are the safeguard of the treasure, you know? Like,
I think we made
the agreement. The agreement was he could have all the stuff that we didn't take.
Now, I will admit, I will gladly sell you one of these telepellets. These fine babies can teleport any object that you want to anywhere that you desire. These babies are very valuable, though, so buy now while the supply's limited.
How much? Fuck it. I don't even care. I don't even want one for free. How much?
How much you got, boy?
A bill. How much I got?
We're not spending all of our business account so you can teleport feathers.
You don't understand. It's very important.
No, I am not. You must tell me why this is good for better or for simplicity.
There is a man who lives back in, where does fucking Nobleminster live?
Oh, he's in Costa Rica right now.
Gotcha. There is a man.
No, he might be in Costa Rica or Goldon.
Right. Oh, that might make it a problem.
That's tough.
I think Jonathan's like, you know what, actually? Now that I think about it, I don't know exactly where this guy is. And I don't just want to send it where he's not. You know what? I'm going to take a rain check on this, but don't lose those.
Oh, I will not be losing these. Now, Raynor, actually, this is ringing a bell. The last item last time we talked, you were very interested in some kind of communication delivery service.
I was. How many are there total again?
About 24.
36.
24.
Counted them myself.
Okay. All right, so
36, but last year there was 37.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, right? We have about 24 of them. Azajax, you seem awfully sure that these are the real deal and they will work, as we hope they do.
Did they teleport Azajax's fingers when he squished it in his hand? Like, what's
He didn't pop it. He didn't pop it.
Oh, he just kind of like...
So here's my proposition for you. Collectively, we use one of them. Right now, we just test it. We just want to use one of them to see if it actually works. And then we can discuss pricing if everything goes Gucci, right?
Yep.
That's my thinking. So what if we just teleport something across this room?
Across the room?
Yeah, we have to be able to find it.
Roll persuasion. Make you roll dice, boys.
We're all friends here, right?
Yeah?
So I rolled a 1.
Oh, Rainer.
I feel like that was a pretty good idea. Like, I don't want to buy this for an exorbitant price, and then it turns out they don't work. You know, they've been sitting in this dungeon for who knows how long.
Here's what I'll do. It's still a 1, so I got to do a 1.
Right.
He says, no. I am not going to waste one of these to teleport something across the room. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
No, if you could tell me a way to test this thing like a long distance and assure that it worked, sure. You know, then I'd be down. But no, I'm not wasting this to teleport something 10 feet.
I mean, what if we teleported one of the Saki-Taki somewhere, and then whoever it got sent to could just pick it up and say, hey.
That's a pretty good idea.
Eloise, roll persuasion.
Oh.
With advantage, because I like it.
Good thing. Only slightly better. She rolled a 14.
I'll take it. Because I want it to happen. Sometimes I don't know why I make you roll dice, but I'm sitting here like, please, God, please. I want this to happen so bad.
Yeah, you're the DM. You can kind of just be like, oh, this is good. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Azajax goes, you know what? Yes. That would work. We could teleport one of your Saki-Takis somewhere, and then just have the other person use it. You should probably give them the instructions or leave them a note or something.
Roll them up in the sock.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I quick jot down on a piece of paper, put the sock on your hand, and talk to it. Like, that's probably all you need, right?
Can you imagine for me? You're sitting alone at home.
Yep.
All of a sudden, this sock appears.
That's exactly what is going to happen.
Inside of it is a note that says, put this on and talk to it.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then I put the paper in the sock, obviously.
Rainer, who do you want to send the sock to?
So just so we're 100% in agreement, this is our test to make sure it actually works, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to send this to our, little dining room in the house of the Bjornsons in Goldon.
Gotcha.
When you
Very
said
nice.
little dining room, I was about to reach my fucking hand through this webcam and smack you if you said the dining room at Jensis and Malak's house.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. That's why I was going to be upset.
I thought you were going to say something that was your father's house.
Yeah,
Like, you bitch.
Bjorn
You
Bjornsson.
bitch.
To be honest, I thought maybe you hadn't quite caught on yet that we were about to fleece Azajax and totally trick him out of a sale. Because if this works, I don't need to buy any of these fucking things because I've gotten exactly what I want. Yeah.
Okay, Azajax is 100% on board with this. I think you probably he asks where you're going to send it. And he's like, yes, I remember your father. He's an honest guy. He'll work great. He'll work great. He hands you a telepelt and says, now just don't miss the sock.
Yeah. So, to clarify, do I need to crush it in my hand or do I need to throw it?
No.
I don't know.
Do not crush it in your hand, or you might lose your hand.
All right, thank you for the clarification. This is why we ask questions. I throw it at the Saki-Taki that has the paper inside it.
I like to imagine that Rainer said that just as indignantly, like defending, all right, thank you. That's why we ask questions, isn't it, Azajax? To get important answers. Jeez.
Yeah,
Now, I'm assuming this sock is, very close to you.
I just set it on the ground in front of me, yeah.
Okay. Roll accuracy
Come on, really?
with advantage. Because it's, point blank. It's not going to be a high number you need to beat.
I'm awfully glad you said advantage. 17 total.
Oh, you're great. Yeah.
Dope.
You hit it, and what happened, it's, two things are happening at once. You see the telepellet splatter on the sock, but at the same time as it's splattering, instead of seeing a gooey liquid spreading out across the sock, you see the sock disappear in that splattering pattern, and the sock vanishes.
Okay, Raynor is still pretty reserved. He's not breaking out into a big smile or anything like that because he is still not sure if this will work, if the range
Jonathan is like glaring at the sock on Raynor's hand.
Because you have the other one, right?
I have the other one?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, let me rephrase that. Jonathan is just burning a hole into the sock on his arm, just like with his eyes. He's just like, come on, baby.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously Raynor is waiting and hoping as well.
There's no response.
Yeah.
For a good while as you're all waiting. And then Grorg's like, actually, do you guys know what time it is?
Not a clue.
Oh, God.
We've been underground for a while.
Anybody got like a magical like thing that says what time it is?
I don't think so.
No, I lost that one.
Of course.
I was going to worry about, time being different in different countries across the planet, but I don't even know what time it is here, so...
I was going to say, do we have time zones? Was Fantasy Ben Franklin a thing? Do we have Fantasy Daylight Savings Time?
Oh, no, that was a curse cast upon the world many years ago.
Oh, shit.
And that was banished because it was an awful idea.
Wow.
Daylight savings.
Isn't it?
It was supposed to help farmers, but it really just... It was a terrible, terrible plague. Terrible curse.
Wow. God. Azajax and by extension Nathan and by extension the writer fucking hate daylight savings time.
Fucking hate daylight savings times. Just a terrible idea.
So real quick,
that was one of the spirits that the writer fought against. Yeah.
Yep, that's canon now, bitch.
Does the Saki-Taki like ring, or like how do you get somebody's attention when you want to? You
don't know because the last time you used it. You picked up right away.
Well, if the person in question picks it up, sees the paper, reads the note does say, like, put the sock on your hand and start talking. So, ideally, we'll just hear him say something.
Yeah.
I think Raynor looks around at the group and he says, conceivably, we could just keep going. I mean, while we're waiting to see if this works.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should. I mean, it's hopefully it's your dad, so... And Jonathan gives Raynor the other Saki-Taki.
Yeah, good. Okay, thank you. Oh boy. Raynor is a little bit emotional at the idea that his plan is actually coming to fruition, maybe. And he's very, very hopeful because, beyond even just the logistical thing of like, oh, I have specific plot questions I want to ask him. Beyond even that, the idea that he can maybe talk to his dad again is just, it's a lot. And it's getting him a little choked up because it's been forever.
I think Jonathan goes, okay, so while we're waiting for that, should we maybe get the fuck out of the creepy wet skeleton room?
Yeah, we didn't see an exit, did we?
You just are going down the staircase.
Oh, there was a staircase. I apologize. Yep.
Yeah, the maintenance staircase.
All the floors are just off of this main staircase that we're going down.
You get back to the staircase. I'm just going to pick what happens in this next chunk for plot.
Yep.
You continue down the next 4 chunks, and again, things are growing even more. The mold has sprouted very visible fungus, capped mushrooms, tall ones, stout ones, some of them that actually do glow, providing a little bit more light to the dungeon. And again, the more you go down, the more signs you see of someone being around. You see tiny footprints in the mold. You see signs that some fungus has been like ripped up. And even there's a couple with like bite marks in them that have been left on the ground. A couple that have been diced up. You see some diced up mushrooms.
Whoa. Ah, boy. It's killing me that my character has no idea what this means. But I know it's for like...
Yeah, the dramatic irony is palpable.
Yeah.
And so you continue down through the next few floors, going past, floor 25, floor 26, 27, 28, 29. And then you arrive to floor 30. And it's at this point that the maintenance staircase stops. So you have to go on to floor 30.
Damn it.
Gotcha.
There's a break here. You don't know if there's more of it to be revealed and you just can't get to it, or if this is just how it works, but you have to go into floor 30.
All right.
So you go on to it, and you've got your standard shit. There's a couple puzzles you got to get through to open up a door. At this point, I would say you guys have learned almost intuitively how to find these traps. Again, you still got to be aware. If you forget to, you might screw up. But they are kind of noticeable. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played Skyrim, but like once you play Skyrim a lot, you're like, oh, there's the traps. Yeah, don't step on that. Yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing.
Usually you don't run into them unless you're like rushing.
Yep. Yeah, so it's very clear, like, oh, yeah, that raised giant rock with the skull on it. Yeah, don't step on that.
So are we also somehow learning a little bit of that innate skill that a Zajax had to know the difference between that's a fake rock because it's a trap and that's a fake rock because there's fucking treasure behind it? Like,
yeah. Yeah, you're slowly learning that skill. It's not quite as innate, but it's becoming almost a gut instinct, and your instinct is growing to be more correct than not. But you get past one of these puzzle doors, and it reveals a large room. This is the biggest room you've seen so far.
All right.
In the dungeon. It almost seems like the ceiling itself should be going into the floors above, but you don't think it is. In this room, you see giant statues of people with runes or some kind of writing on their sides that reminds you of the gate. As you're looking around at the grandeur of it, in the center of this room is a large skeleton of some kind of creature, some kind of beast.
Damn.
It has clearly been dead for a long time, very long time, as the bones are fairly dry. You can see that the teeth have been removed, and it's laying there collapsed on its side. But it's just this big creature. Again, you can't quite tell what it looked like. It's the skeleton, but it was clearly some kind of carnivorous quadruped.
Did you say it's kind of collapsed, like on the ground, or is it like standing up all still together?
Collapsed.
Okay, cool. You know what I've never thought to do until now is to actually take a closer look at the runes and the markings. Like, can I just... I mean, I guess if we can see it closely enough, I just ask Abiel, like, hey, is this Terevian? Do you know if this is some other language? Do any of us know what this is?
Yeah, the runes, which are similar to, like, hieroglyphics in the fact that they kind of cover the whole statue from top to bottom, but do seem to be in some kind of written form. You cannot make out what they say, as they're an unfamiliar language to you. Right. And even to Abiel, he doesn't know this language. It's the old Usra language. He does know numbers, so he'll be like, oh, there's a number.
Sweet.
There's a number. That one's a number.
Eloise asks, is there any pattern to the numbers? Like, as the statues go on, do the numbers get bigger or smaller?
No, I do not see a pattern. They're just kind of in there. I'm assuming maybe that might be a year, but it's...
Sure.
If it is a year, it's a very early year.
Are the statues all people? Are they all humanoid?
Yep.
Is there anything super strange about one of them or anything like that?
No, they're all very similar. Their face might be slightly different person to person. One might be wearing a slightly different robe, but they all seem very similar.
Yeah, okay.
Jonathan is standing by the giant skeleton holding the reverse-o-matic and just kind of thinking.
Okay.
Like he's just kind of twirling it in his hands.
Jonathan?
Yeah, buddy, what's up?
I trust you. I know
that
you're...
sure.
I know you're not going to make, like, snap impulse decisions. I would caution... I would suggest maybe not that.
What? What do you mean? I don't even know. What do you mean?
Okay, no, that's good. Maybe I just got the wrong impression and you weren't even thinking about it, and that's actually good. So, no problem at all.
No, I mean, wait, did you think I, and he's like kind of gesturing at the thing with the... Raina, come on.
That's what we were thinking, yeah.
Raina,
I was just a little nervous.
Hey, guys, come on. Guys, we're friends. We're friends, right? Hello, friends!
Absolutely. Wait, what? I think Rainer says, did you guys hear that?
Everyone turns to look towards the door that they came through, and sure enough, they can hear a group of footsteps coming towards them that they had not been listening for as they had been talking about this skeleton.
Is that...
That sounded like...
Is that who I thought it was?
Hello? Who's there?
Azajax is slowly backing away, hiding behind Grorg, and he's like, "Oh, I was not ready for this." He starts reaching into his bag, pulling out a glove, putting it on. He's like grabbing stuff, and he's like, "You guys might want to get back."
Wait, is that Jonathan?
Holy shit, Katrina?
Katrina? Hold on. Okay, friends, I'm happy to see you, but I have to know, whose side are you on before this begins?
Hey Questies, it's me, Nathan. Thank you so much for listening to episode 33 of Season 2. The season is drawing close to a finale. Getting very close. I don't want to say quite yet. Probably because we haven't recorded it yet, but hopefully we will soon. But it's only a couple episodes away. So the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because we have a tradition here. As in, we did it one time, so that makes it a tradition, is at the end of the season, we are going to do something called a nighttime, where you guys can ask us questions, and we will answer them. And so, it is now time for the doors to be opened, the floodgates to be widened, and you can now begin submitting your questions. You can send them to us on our Facebook page. I'm going to make a post on there that you can just leave comments down below that. You can send us messages on Instagram or Facebook, or you can message us. Now, this is going to be open for quite a few weeks, probably a month, so just letting you know that the time has begun. You can send in multiple questions. Obviously, you'll probably have questions once the season's over itself, so just letting you know that is happening. So get ready for that. And if you're listening to this episode a little bit behind, and maybe there's a couple more episodes that have come out and you haven't listened to them yet because you're behind, it's not too late to send in your question yet. Unless you're like over a month behind, then and the Q&A is already out, then you are too late. But if the Q&A is not out yet, it's not too late to send those questions. That being said, speaking of episodes, to continue the celebration of Knight's Quest's 2-year birthday, we're going to have another episode for you next week. That's right. Back-to-back-to-back episodes, non-stop party over here. So that means it's going to be another episode on August 14th. So be excited for a pretty intense battle that's going to go down. So make sure you get your popcorn ready and you wager your bets early, because I'll be honest, I'm still reeling from it. So otherwise, as always, if you guys enjoy the show, leave a good review, tell your friends about it, join the community on Facebook and Reddit, and go to our website, buy some merch. And if you buy some merch, maybe we'll actually get a good domain name for our website. But right now, it's still nathanstreck.wixsite.com/knightsquest. So, yeah, that's all the announcements I have today to say to you guys. Yeah, we're drawing near to the end of Season 2, and so thank you everyone who has been a part of that. It's been a lot of fun, but we're not done yet. So, episode next week. Get pumped. The party continues. May your place in his story be long. Telepellet.
Wow, I definitely heard Azajax say, "I'm gonna be a father." I was like, wait, what?
Father. I remember your father, is what he said.
Yep. He gives you a telepellet.
He's the strongest
and he says,
Jedi in the galaxy. Yeah.
Yes. Not canon. I feel like I need to say that now more.
Yep.
Not canon. Bjornson's not a Jedi.